Prelim action, Northeastern University Huskies going to be taking on the Kennesaw State University Owls of Maddie Marshall with Todd Martinez. So Todd, we've seen this field start to play out here in the prelims, and it's been an interesting one. A huge, long snake bunker, but we haven't really seen the action dictated by the length of the snake or the players playing in it. What we've really seen is a lot of pushes up in the center, tons of gunfights. This is a gunfight-heavy field. You have to clock in and win gunfights if you want to win this game. I know it sounds pretty standard, but, you know, some fields are more about aggression and taking position, and some fields are more about, you know, clocking in on gunfights. And we've also seen action go down on that D side as well, too.
Yeah, I mean, just like you said, when you get up into these front spots, if you can't get the kills, like sometimes when you just get the position on the field, players across the field can't hide at all. You know, this is definitely not the case over here. This is a case where everybody's a little bit farther apart. You have to win those long gunfights, and when you do get up the field, making sure you get the shot in with the opportunities there, or otherwise the player will be able to hide from you.
Yeah, so Northeastern on your right-hand side and Kennesaw State on your left-hand side. Looks like Northeastern able to get into Snake 2 right away here. That was on your screen. And now on the flip side, here comes Kennesaw. And past that spot, go right into the... Ooh, but he gets shot a little too greedy there. You got to be careful. You have to earn your moves. You cannot just cannonball down the field. And so Kennesaw losing an early one here, as it looks like Martin's going to be walking off.
Yeah, you can't second guess yourself either. Thought about going, stopped, went back, and then went forward again. And then got shot. But that same player, number 94 for Northeastern, Scavetti, getting shot out of the snake from across the field as well. Kennesaw State trying to make a move out to the Dorito side corner, and he gets picked off. So 3 bodies left alive now for Kennesaw. They got the mini race on the snake side can, and the back center bunker. Back center player jumping to the Dorito side can. Northeastern still with bodies all across the back line. They have the mini race bunker on the snake side, the back center, the Dorito side can, and the outside yellow Dorito.
So you're looking at the line for Kennesaw, back line for Kennesaw on your screen right there. And now Northeastern trying to get in the snake. You can tell by his body language he wants to make that move. Doesn't have anybody over here to help him, though.
Northeastern player over there on the Dorito side using that pin in the red section to get a shot in across the field on Kennesaw's snake player. Again, moving up the field, wrapping around, looking for kills on the snake side. Kennesaw player in this forward snake temple in the yellow zone. It's going to get tight in there for him as he loses his Dorito can.
Yeah, it looks like that Northeastern was able to clock in and get that shot cross field here from the snake you can see on your screen there. So solid controlled point here to put the first one on the board against the Owls is Northeastern Huskies. Just slowly but surely winning that battle of attrition there. You know, again, gunfights. It's coming down to who is losing more bodies out of their bunkers.
Yeah,
it's not the big moves. It's not the huge aggressive push down the snake side that we've seen in years past.
Yeah, which is what it looked like at first sight when we rolled in here this morning.
Yeah, with this epic.
Like, oh, look at this 100-foot snake that we got over here.
Oh, looks like a pit penalty is just thrown. I saw a minor penalty thrown by one of the referees, which means that, you know, you cannot have your pit crew come out to get pods. You can see there the flag on the ground. So you can't send your crew out to go and clean up and get pods until the point is actually over. So, so that means that looks like I think that's Kennesaw. So Kennesaw will be down a body here to start this one out. So that's a mental mistake.
And Kennesaw, if you want to come out on the field, blow the horn. You lost the point. Northeastern's just dragging the timeout. You see the guy sitting there. You know what you just got the penalty for. Go ahead and blow the horn.
And they finally do. Yeah, there's no tactical advantage to slow roll. I mean, there are certain reasons to do that depending on how the game's going down, but first point out, there's really no reason to you know, make that point go longer than it needs to go. There's Scavetti in there, and he ends up getting taken out.
I mean, they did just get a minor penalty on Kennesaw for not being awake. Out here, first point. Again, Kennesaw, you know, you got to be on top of the ball right there, seeing that the game was not over, that the point was not over. And, you know, sending a player out on the field or, you know, walking out before the beginning of the match.
Well, you don't want to put yourself on the defensive right away. You lose the first point. It was a close one. It wasn't a bloodbath. But now they're going to be down a body. So again, just a minor penalty. It will come off if they lose this next point. But now having to start down, you lose one body off the break, man, that's 20% of your firepower. And that really changes the story a little bit as far as, how much pressure are you putting on that opposing team as they run out to their spots.
So Kennesaw losing the first point and starting this next one 4-on-5. Northeastern doing a good job spacing out the field last point. Getting up on the Dorito side, getting here into the snake. Kennesaw got some good field position early as well, but we're the first ones to lose bodies. This is also why you practice a power play, knowing that when you have 4 bodies, where are you going to send them to try and get a kill on the break?
Well, another thing too, Todd, about the snake, I think, is that when guys are getting in there, they're all by themselves. They don't have a back player right behind them rolling their gun and talking it up. And if that guy is alive, he's offset a little bit more in towards the center of the field, which is really putting guys on an island out here on the snake side of the field. So it's going to be up to them working with their coach and to effectively work up the field and know those angles.
Yeah, Kennesaw loses 3 bodies pretty much on the break. Lost 2 on the run, 1 on the fill up the middle, just 1 body left alive. I mean, they start with the penalty. The penalty's going to come off if they lose.
Yeah, so Sanders...
Yeah, he shoots 1.
So Sanders in here, got 1, but then he got taken out. So no one in the snake side, but only looking at 1 body here, and it should just be a matter of time. There it goes. So nice work by Northeastern in that center of the field. And the story of that point was, Todd, just decimation off the break, unfortunately for the Owls. Yeah. They were down a body, and they also lost 3 bodies basically as soon as they turned their guns around and started running out to their bunkers.
Yeah, nowhere to hide for Kennesaw State that last point. So after a loss and then a silly penalty, they even got a break there as the Northeastern player started early. Ran out and got pulled on the break for starting early, but there was that last player, Ryan Kane, in the back center for Kennesaw State. Just nowhere to hide with 3 attacking Huskies.
Yeah, he did get a shot on the snake player, but he was looking at 4 bodies.
That was a 4-on-1.
Yeah, too difficult for him, looking at too many bodies. So Kennesaw needs to get something going here, talking to their coach in their pits. Down by 2. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back here. 2015 National Collegiate Paintball Association Championships. Northeastern 2-point lead over Kennesaw. 6 minutes and 9 seconds to go here in the first half. So what sort of play is Kennesaw going to run here, Todd, to try to get on the board? That penalty's off the clock now, so they will be back at full strength with 5 bodies, but just struggling to get here in this matchup. And it looks like they're trying to run another body out, but they have 5 bodies out there already. And so he's going to have to turn around. And, yeah, Kennesaw just really disorganized right now, Todd.
Yeah, another mental mistake. And looks like one of the other Kennesaw players is going to get pulled for having too many men on the field. So they're breaking out with 4. They got 3 bodies over here on the snake side, only 1 in the back center looking towards the Dorito side. He's going to make a bump out to the Dorito side can, hook around and go all the way to the small Dorito, but get chopped up with no help. As 3 guns look towards that Dorito side, and again, Northeastern powering down the Dorito side up there in the 50 Dorito.
And only 1 body left alive for Kennesaw again, Todd.
Yeah, Huntoon over there. Remember him from last year. He's just standing in that 50 Dorito, teeing off on the snake side for Kennesaw State. But I mean, tough break there on the. I mean,
you look a little frustrated right now, Todd.
I am a little frustrated. I mean, like, come on now. you know, this is not the way that you start the tournament for Kennesaw State. You come out, you lose a point, okay. But then you get a minor penalty for your pit, for one of your players coming out before the
in a point that they should have conceded.
Yeah. And then come out here now and put 6 guys on the field and lose a body and send nobody out to the Dorito side and then not even realize, you know, that body walked off and just, you know, give Northeastern the entire Dorito side of the field. But, I mean, Northeastern, they're just taking everything that Kennesaw's given to them right now, and, you know, they got a 3-0 lead.
Well, Northeastern's basically like, hey, look, thank you very much. We're going to capitalize on the mistakes that are being, you know, presented out here. And that's why the score's 3-0 right now. I mean, Northeastern, they haven't really been put to the test yet by the Owls at all. So the Owls really need to get it together here in their pits and, you know, put your 5 guys out, give them a plan, tell them their jobs. And those guys then need to go out and execute those jobs. Already, you know, we've seen this field has been played already, so there's no excuse not to know what's working, at least preliminary. As we well know, you know, as the tournament progresses, you're going to see different plays, different looks. Right now, Kennesaw backs against the wall to start this match out. 4 minutes and 58 seconds to go in this first half. We'll be right back. Stick with us. So we'll see if Kennesaw can get it back together here. Under 5 minutes to go. It's been all Northeastern so far here in this prelim matchup at the National Collegiate Paintball Championships. Northeastern on your right and on the bottom, or sorry, on the top, and the Owls on the bottom and on your left. So now on the breakout here and still struggling. Kennesaw trying to make moves here towards the snake side and up in the center. Both those players get torched. So they're going to walk off and the referee run it over. And that might be a penalty.
Finally, Kennesaw shooting 2 bodies off the Dorito side early, but then give the body right back. And I think he might have gotten a penalty. Did he get penalties?
I don't know.
No penalty, but they definitely had the advantage. They shot the first 2 bodies, had 3 players over there on the Dorito side against only 1 in the back center. They run up, lose a body, and that allows Northeastern to fill out to the Dorito side, but loses a gun battle over there, and that Dorito side can't, so just 1 body left alive.
Yeah, and as the bodies are dropping from both sides, moves being made over here, and it looks like Northeastern able to get all the way in the snake, but he might have got clipped, and he did. So,
wow.
So even though it didn't look good off the break for the Owls, again, they were able to dish back some of Northeastern's own medicine, shoot some players off the break, and then win the scramble that happened. Keep 2 bodies alive, 3 bodies alive actually. So other than the 2 they lost off the break, the last 3 players really stepped up here to keep them in this match. So the score will be 3-1 here.
Yeah, it definitely was a scramble over there on the Dorito side for both teams. Is, like I said, Northeastern lost 2 bodies early heading out that way. Both guys coming out on the break getting shot. Here's Kennesaw State going to the snake on the break, but not getting shot right in the goggles on the breakout. But here's that move, okay? You have 3 bodies over here on the Dorito side looking at nobody, and then number 45 running up there and getting clipped. You know, in a wide open field like this, the gaps are huge that you have to run through. That's Dollar. David Dollar, you know, twice now we've seen David Dollar get a little bit too aggressive, you know, trying to make those secondary bumps. Like, you know, go spot to spot. And coming out of that back center, you know, the last time he tried to swing way wide around into that mini Dorito. Instead of just going clean into it. You know, a lot of times, too, it's the routes that you take going from spot to spot. You know, we've seen a lot of players run out here to the snake and try and take that long looping route, and then they're getting clipped on just as they dive in or on the overslide, you know, out of the back of it. So, well, again, you know, got to go clean into your spot, direct, dive, pull up short, don't.
And we've seen people overslide their bunkers as well, because, and that's something you got to know what conditions you're playing with. You know, it's been a pretty wet week, and so coming in here in the morning, it was a little humid, and so you have to understand the conditions. And if you have a slick grass field out here, you have to start your slide a little bit earlier, as we've seen a lot of guys die this morning by oversliding their spots. But hey, nice job by Kennesaw. Last 3 players left alive, and I believe that was Cameron Enriquez and David Dollar were in there in order to stave off a 4-point deficit here. Instead, right now, score 3-1, still in favor of the Northeastern University Huskies.
Yeah, I like what Kennesaw did over there too. They tripled up guns on the Dorito side, and they shot both Northeastern players 2 steps out of their spot. So let's see if they try and use that same game plan. It looks like they're going to.
So off the breakout, both these teams 5 strong, no penalties to start this match, to start this point. All the way to the snake. The Huskies able to make it in clean. That should help them out because Kennesaw loses a body there, snake side. So just 4 bodies left alive. You can see they're doubling up that stand-up in the blue section, trying to get out wide.
Oh, but Northeastern ends up losing their snake player. Gets shot out of his spot, but then they fill in to the mini race bunker. So they still have a presence over here on the snake side. Northeastern with 3 bodies looking towards the Dorito side. They're in the mini Dorito in the yellow zone.
Todd,
the Dorito side can in the back center.
Owls were able to spread out wide on that D side of the field, and snakes, so spreading the field out evenly. And it looks like both these teams pretty even as far as field situation is concerned. 4 players left alive for both teams.
There you see the snake side player for Northeastern in that mini race bunker behind the snake. Shooting ahead of him. He's got a player in his mirror. That's him right there on your screen.
You know, and both the 2 early players to drop here were on the snake side of the field. It's been a really rough morning for snake side players.
Yeah, I tell you. But looks like Kennesaw still, with that player in the outside yellow Dorito, outside big Dorito. He's got some help over there. The Dorito side can player now for Kennesaw looking over here towards the snake side to try and offer some help. Same sort of strategy. Actually, both teams are pretty much mirrored up on where they're looking, who they're shooting at. So,
yeah. And only 1 minute and 49 seconds left here in this first half to play.
And if you're Kennesaw State, if you can get out of this first half, as they shoot another body off the Dorito side, William Huntoon getting shot coming off. So 3 bodies. Oh, there goes the back center player.
Yeah, looks like
Northeastern.
And just Evan Wendesack in here in the snake right now for Northeastern.
So Dorito side can, and the snake 2 for Northeastern. Kennesaw State attacking up the middle, getting into the tower next to the A. Kennesaw State losing another body, but coming out of the snake side corner, getting in the snake 2. Northeastern losing their snake player.
And it looks like the Owls are going to put another point on the board here. So some bad deaths in their bunkers for Northeastern. Going to give this one here to the Owls to pull within 1. Score should be 3-2 here. And he's going to gently run that flag in to try to take the time off. I think we'll probably see another point.
Yeah. So a couple ill-advised bumps for David Dollar over there, but still playing pretty solid for Kennesaw State. Last couple points, closing this one out and hanging the flag. And there you see from over the top of Kennesaw State.
Yeah, the battle on the D side.
Getting that shot in on the small Dorito on Huntoon.
Well, how good is this to see from the Owls, though, Todd? Keeping it close, starting to win gunfights. They're starting to take the advantage. They shook off, the problems that they had early on in this match because the last 2 points have been pretty solid from them. Kennesaw is a team they have played at this level for a long time as well, too. See a couple names returning, but they were able to shake off those early troubles, and that's a really good thing to see right now, especially here just 35 seconds before we head into the second half. So it looks like we are going to see another point here in this first half. Just 1 point separates these 2 teams, and we're going to be right back. Stick with us. So the closing seconds here of this first half, it was all Northeastern to start it out, but the Owls scrapping back to pull within 1. So just about 10 seconds to go before the start of the last point here, most likely. And when you only have 35 seconds to work with, the situation is, do you want to risk it to try to score a point? And I think that really comes down to how many bodies you shoot off the break.
Yeah, and let's see who's going to make it as Kennesaw State goes all the way to the snake on the break. So does Northeastern. They both make it in there. We got our wild referee running in towards the Kennesaw backfield. I think they're going to get one pulled, and I think they might, they're going to get both pulled.
But I don't see a penalty flag. There's a major penalty on the Owls.
But attacking down the snake side, Kennesaw State, Steven Sharman gets here into snake 3. Looking across the field. He's got Scavetti right in front of him, but the half is going to end before anybody can close that game out. So
yeah, so penalty assessed on the Kennesaw State Owls.
That will carry over.
Yeah, absolutely.
Into the second half.
Yeah, major penalty is going to carry over. So unfortunate turn of events for the Owls, as they are going to have to keep a body in the box for 1 minute and 48 seconds. We're going to reset, though, for the second half. 10 more minutes. We'll be on that clock and see which one of these two teams is going to take this prelim match here. We're going to be right back. See you in a few. Coming back at you with some second half action here as the Kennesaw State University Owls taking on the Northeastern University Huskies. Right now, 1 point separates these two teams. The Huskies slight advantage, but a scrappy Kennesaw staying in this match here in that first half, Todd. You know, they started out pretty terrible. Made a lot of mistakes, went down some points, but since then they've come back and started winning gunfights, get some couple points on the board. They're definitely in this match, and I like what I'm seeing out of them here heading in the second half.
Yeah, definitely a little sloppy half for Kennesaw State, but you know, no time like halftime to get your team together, you know, reassess what you're doing. I do like the fact that they did make some in-game adjustments to try and help themselves fight back, even though they dug a little hole for themselves to start. But, you know, Northeastern, you know, they've looked pretty solid too. They've just lost some gunfights, but I like the way that they're breaking out. I like the secondary moves that they're making. So, you know, I think we're going to have an interesting half over here, and I'm not sure who's going to come out on top. So, looks like Northeastern stacking bodies to go heavy towards the Dorito side early.
These two teams switching sides, so Kennesaw will be on your right, Northeastern on your left. And again, still that major penalty was assessed on the Owls, Kennesaw State. So minute and 38 seconds left on that penalty here as they start down a body. And they lose another one as well, too. So just 3 players left on the field right now. And looks like 4 bodies alive for Northeastern as they lost a body as well. But making moves here, snake side there. All the way in past snake 1 into snake 2, still in the yellow portion of the snake.
And he's going to get in there tight, recognizing that body had jumped in there. The back center player is going to get out, go over to the Dorito side can, give himself a little bit more space. Kennesaw State came out to the snake side corner on the break, try and give themselves a little bit of spacing. But he's looking down the wire right now. He's kind of getting pounded on by the snake side can. So Northeastern, you know, they really need to get their snake eye going. But he's facing some pressure down the wire. There he is right there, sitting in snake 2, talking to his coach, number 24.
Well, that's smart. You know, in college paintball, the coach is right beside you. He's on the field with you pretty much. Not actually on the field of, you know, the regulation field, but he's right beside you. And that is a huge advantage for anyone that's in the snake that's listening to his coach.
Here comes Kennesaw attacking down the Dorito side, coming into the red zone, getting into that pin. And then, oh, looks like he might have got a shot in on the snake. He does, right in the loader over the top. What a move by Kennesaw State, coming up into that tower, blocking out the players in front of him and shooting across the field. And that's going to open up the snake for Kennesaw State as well.
So there's DeLillis, and here comes a big move all the way down by Roberts here for Kennesaw, and he's going to take out the last player. So nice work by Roberts here, snake side, to tie this game up here. And you know, in Kennesaw, again, they started this game, or they started this particular point down a body, so able to fight through and really stealing the momentum away from the Huskies. Now, Todd, it's the Huskies that need to get something going here, as the Owls, now it's time to tie it up here. Score's going to be 3-3.
Yeah, I mean, you know, here on the replay, Timmy Roberts coming into the snake and going all the way down, diving into snake 2, looking across the field, and then here he is as he's going to make this closing move. Coming out. He was the only body over there on the snake side for a long time for Kennesaw State. But
he did it smart, though. He was checking off. He was checking off in front of him just in case he went to sleep on somebody, but there was no one there. So he was able to make it work and make it look efficient. So nice work by Roberts and the rest of the boys from Kennesaw to fight, you know, again, fighting through down a body to tie this game up.
Yeah, you know, they did a good job shooting one player on the break off that Dorito side, evening it up right away, and then getting wide out here on the snake to stop the attack of Northeastern, who got into the snake on the break. But Timmy Roberts, he's one of those guys that, you know, we see returning from last year. You know, definitely some fluidity in his game as we see him move down the field. So Kennesaw State coming back after being down 3-0, fighting themselves out of that hole, tying this game up 3-3. So 3-0 run now, Northeastern. They need a run stopper right here. I definitely think that Kennesaw making that adjustment over there on the Dorito side is definitely what's got them back in this game.
Yeah, and I'm really starting to feel that the D side may be the strong side, even though the snake is really long. I mean, very rarely do you see a snake side, as you can see there on the left-hand portion of your screen, rarely do you see a snake start that far back, that close to the start gate. However, we really haven't seen anyone step up and play a masterful snake game here yet.
Yeah.
It's been a lot more guys in the center, and again, those secondary attackers, those mid guys, we call them the twos, the second players to attack. Those guys are winning gunfights. Off the break shooting's been huge, and that D side's also started to play a factor as well.
And it looks like Northeastern's going to lose a body on the break coming out to the snake side can, so only one body alive on the snake side for them, but they do get a guy into the back of snake one and lose him shortly after. So all 3 bodies for Northeastern now on the Dorito side and the back center.
And we see the center of the field start to play again. You know, last game we watched a lot of players making it up there, and now Kennesaw, 2 players at the center 50, really trying to pinch out the back players left alive for Northeastern and look for a penalty. So minor penalty will be assessed here on Kennesaw, which takes out their snake player, but they just have looks like one of their players went all the way up through the center and was able to take out the last player for Northeastern. So solid work here again by the Owls.
Yeah, and again, David Dollar, you know, who got off to a slow start, coming back out here again and closing games for Kennesaw State. So Dollar and Roberts clocking in now, you know, when Kennesaw State needed it. So, you know what I noticed about this field layout? You know, check out the breakout here again, going all the way to the snake on the break. Kennesaw State not making it that time.
And still,
he's about 50% getting
well, you're seeing a lot of guys oversliding these bunkers and getting shot doing so. So really have to be careful with those overslides here. You want to start your slide a little bit earlier so that when you know, as the momentum takes you right into your spot instead of past it, which we've seen a lot of guys get shot there.
Yeah. So what I'm noticing on this field layout is, you know, over here on the snake side, across the 50, you know, you have 2 pins, like 2 pins about, you know, they're about almost 6 feet tall, you know, maybe like 5'10", you know. Over there on the Dorito side, going across the line towards the 50 Dorito, is 2 really tall towers, just like you have in the middle of the field. And anytime you have big, tall bunkers, you know, at the 50, it really kind of opens up running lanes, you know, and it also helps you make these moves where you see players going from the yellow section, blocking out Dorito players, getting up and shooting across the field. So,
well, hopefully guys are watching that and knowing that that's an option, because that's what's working out here right now. So we'll see here who's going to win this matchup. 1 point separates these teams. Kennesaw takes the lead. Stick with us. More second half action here coming at you from the 2015 National Collegiate Paintball Association Championships here at Central Florida Paintball. Kennesaw looking real good right now though, Todd. They have not let Northeastern put a point on the board since their 3-0 run early on in this game. And now off the break, getting their body out of the box. Looks like 5 alive to start this match out, start this point out for the Owls, and Northeastern loses a body on that D side.
Yeah, once again, I mean, Kennesaw State just getting that first kill on the Dorito side, being huge for them. Kennesaw able to get 2 bodies out here on the snake side this time. And David Dollar attacking up the middle of the field for Kennesaw, looking towards the snake side. Kennesaw's got a player in snake 2, a player in the snake can behind him, backing him up. Player over there in the Dorito side can, Northeastern. They have the Dorito side can, snake side can, and the mini race bunker behind the snake. There you see Northeastern up in that outside yellow Dorito.
Northeastern losing another body, so it doesn't look like any bodies over them on the D side of the field. They still have a player in the snake now. It looks like he just took one directly on his head, and because he didn't walk off right away, it's going to get him a major penalty. So still actually one body left alive over there on the D side as the Owls trying to close this one out. Oh, David Dollar gets caught though.
Yep, but too many bodies for Northeastern over there on the Dorito side, unable to hide as Martin comes over here into the 50 snake. Shoots him out. So Kennesaw State, after going down 3-0, goes on a 5-0 run with 4:41 left to go in this match.
And doing the small things right. They're winning the close points. They're making less mistakes.
And here's the major penalty. As he gets shot in the head, continues to crawl, and then looks. But there's Dollar, who was up in the middle trying to kind of edge out, play the blind spot. He ends up getting clipped. So Kennesaw State fighting back.
Yeah, and
big number 11, Matt Scoggins.
And Todd,
hanging that flag.
Northeastern was 1 minute and 34 seconds on that major penalty. So it's just not looking good for them. We haven't really seen anything out of them. It was all Northeastern to start out this game. Huskies were looking solid. And then after those really bad mistakes that the Owls made, it's just been all them. So if they can keep this going, they're definitely going to take this win. Up by 2 right now, looking really good, starting to do all the things right that they need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And the biggest thing is that they're consistently getting that first kill, whether it's on the snake side or shooting a body off the Dorito side, which they've done pretty consistently now. You know, they're playing with that advantage. They got a couple penalties, hurt themselves, but now they're going to be playing 5-on-4 as that major penalty for Northeastern is going to cost them that body that they desperately need right now to try and get back into this game.
Yeah, and what I like about Kennesaw is that we're watching cross-field guys step up. It hasn't really been one player that's, you know, putting the team on his back and mounting this comeback. It's really been a full team effort, and so hats off to them for having that composure to be able to do that.
Yeah, so, I mean, let's see if Northeastern has any fight in them. You know, they haven't really gotten more aggressive, you know, I guess, to try and counteract what Kennesaw is doing. They're just, you know, they're going out to these spots, but I mean, I guess the last point, you know, they tried to make a move up in the Dorito side, but then lost everybody behind them. But, you know, I think Kennesaw has found a good lane over there on that Dorito side, and, you know, just getting that one body. You know, Kennesaw is making some really good, smart secondaries, you know, especially by David Dollar. You know, last point, he just stood really tall and shot over the top of the back center. Stood in the flag station, but got up on his tiptoes. And, you know, that's sometimes when you have a back center that's really close, you know, you can protect yourself by just standing over the top of it, you know, and getting a better angle. He didn't even go up into it. He stood there over the top, shot his guy, and then made his move up into that spot. So,
yeah, so it looks like timeout being called here, and we're going to take a quick commercial break. Score 5-3. Kennesaw in the lead. We'll be right back.
They say paintball is 90% mental. The mental aspect of our sport goes far beyond game plans and visualization. Now more than ever, Empire provides an unmatched support system for you both on and off the field. Having this level of support allows you to focus on the things that you need to go out there and get the job done. The Empire All-In Sponsorship Program. Thousands of players, hundreds of teams, one family, one support system.
So 45 seconds to go before the start of the next point. Northeastern down by 2 with 4 minutes and 41 seconds, and also again with a penalty, another major penalty. We saw that snake player take that direct drive center hit on his head and not leave the field. So we've definitely seen some penalties out here today. The referees are on it, and so you got to be careful. You know, on this field, aggression's tough on this field, Todd. There's a lot of open lanes, a lot of ability for those back bunkers to get those shots in on you. So we've kind of seen teams starting to funnel their aggression a little bit more towards the center. That seems to be working out. But that also is a risky proposition as well.
Yeah, I mean, let's see here as Northeastern is going to start with 4 bodies. Where are they going to try and go to get good field position and not lose anybody? They double up the Dorito side can, go to the back center, and go to the snake side can. And then quickly make a move into the small Dorito. Kennesaw State, they get all 5 bodies alive. They double up the back center, go to both cans, and the mini race bunker on the snake side. So neither team able to get a shot on the break now. Kennesaw State with the wider advantage over here on the snake side, but Northeastern a little bit better positioning over there on the Dorito side early.
Yeah, and with this lead, Kennesaw not taking any risks, really. Just locking up those spots, doubling up that back center, and trying to keep the team. There you go. You can see the back line for Kennesaw. No aggressive moves. They're all in the blue spots, these blue bunkers, just rolling their guns and trying to stave off the eventual oncoming attack from Northeastern. Northeastern, 35 seconds, going to get that body out of the penalty box.
And Northeastern doing a good job of getting up the field in that outside yellow Dorito. He definitely has an angle on the inside guys of Kennesaw State, as their widest guys in the Dorito side can, looking straight ahead. So looking on the inside now. And here comes more Northeastern players up on the Dorito side. As the player gets ready to come out of the box for Northeastern, is he gonna be able to make it out alive? He comes out, shoots his gun, stutter steps, gets bounced, and then goes into the 50 or into the back center.
Hey, he made it in there clean. It was a little rough, but he made it in there clean. So that's going to help Northeastern here a little bit, as again, you know, they have to score 2 points just to tie this game up, and this is a tough field to score very fast points on. So with 2 minutes and 43 seconds, that's not much time to try to score 2. We've only seen 8 points scored total, you know, to this point in this match. Now move being made on the D side. Here comes a big move. Kennesaw coast-to-coast run, gets one, and then gets torn apart. Let's see if they can, the Owls can do something with that move. And he did make a move up, almost got clipped himself.
Kennesaw still in control of the snake over here, though.
Yeah, they have 3 players on this side of the field, so this is definitely their strong side right now. And here comes Northeastern making a move to the 50-yard line on the D side, takes out the Kennesaw State player. So now on the look like they have good field position on the red zone, 50-yard line. Snake and Martin, if he goes to sleep over here on the Snake side, you see Martin there, right-hand portion of your screen, in between the red and the yellow portions of the Snake. I don't think he knows. His coach is right there by him.
Yeah.
You can see the coach there on the edge of your screen telling him, Martin, where the players are. Oh, and so it looks like Northeastern loses that body at the 50-yard line on the D side.
Yeah, Scoggins saw it coming. He came out of the Snake side corner, jumped into the Snake side cannon, and immediately looked across the field to make sure that Northeastern didn't walk right into that 50 and start wrapping around on the Snake side. So looks like Northeastern still has 3 bodies, but they're in the outside big yellow Dorito, the back center, and the Snake race bunker, but they're gonna lose their Dorito player.
It's not looking good for them right now. Their Dorito player's running out of paint, runs over, tries to get close to a center player who throws him a pod. He has to go out in the open to get it and then scrambles and has to get into the back bunker, so loses position to get paint. And the time's ticking off. I mean, they have to score 2 just to tie it. And with the position that Kennesaw has here in the Snake, Todd, I don't think it's going to happen.
No, definitely not. Yeah, Kennesaw did a really good job of burning off a lot of this time. Timmy Roberts backfills into the Snake as Martin gets shot. And then Roberts immediately gets a shot in on the Snake. So 42 seconds left here, Kennesaw State with the bodies.
So nice work by Roberts to scurry from the center of the field. When he lost his player in the Snake, he realized he had to get over here, and he was able to come out, gets in the Snake, comes through, shoot, and now just shoots the last player. I don't think Kennesaw knew there was 1 body left alive, because you could hear their pits yelling, we need the point, run it, which means that there's no one left alive. But the pit has the worst view of the opposing side of the field that you could have out here. So a good thing that Roberts didn't listen to him.
Yeah, and Roberts able to come through and snap out that last player. So here's that move coming out of the corner all the way down the field. How far does he get? Right at the end there. And then here comes Kennesaw back at him. He gets shot. Bodies dying everywhere. And then here was that move made to the Snake, but then Roberts comes in and picks him off.
So now with a dominating 3-point lead with 30 seconds to go, that's all she wrote for Northeastern, as the 3 points they put up to start out this game is most likely going to be the only points that they score. So what a redemptive moment here for Kennesaw. The Owls looked terrible to start out this match, but they must have had a big come-to-Jesus meeting in their pits and figure out exactly what they needed to do to come out here, score 6 unanswered, and going to take this victory here. So we got about 40 seconds to go. Yeah, so no one's safe out there. Camera crew cleaning off. The lens took a hit in that last point.
Wow, so after Northeastern scores the first 3 points, it was all Kennesaw State after that. 6 unanswered points.
And looking good doing it, too. Winning close points, making good moves, winning gunfights, all the things that you need to do to prevail in a paintball game. That's what we just saw out of Kennesaw to come back from behind and win this game here. I mean, we could see Northeastern score a point 30 seconds. We could see Kennesaw. Depends on how many bodies are going to drop off the break here. Both teams at full strength, 5 strong. So on the break here, doubling up in that center. Here comes Northeastern. They lose their body coming out wide towards the snake side. And it looks like Kennesaw loses a body here, snake side as well, too. One of those bodies for Northeastern drops in the center, so just one attacker left alive in the red zone to try to make something happen with just 11 seconds to go. He's not going to be able to do it. He's looking for a move, but
you just got to go.
Yeah, you got to go. I mean, it's for this point, it's just for pride. There's no way you're going to score that many points, obviously. So, but he's going to be content to die in his bunker and doesn't want to get those extra welts. So definitely hats off to a very scrappy Kennesaw State University Owls. They're going to take their victory here against the Northeastern University Huskies.
Yeah, Kennesaw State showing some resilience. You know, fighting through some unlucky self-inflicted
wounds in the beginning. Absolutely. So yeah, you can see there Northeastern happy in defeat, though. They got more games coming up, so stick with us. We got more action coming at you from the 2015 National Collegiate Paintball Association Championships. We'll be back.
This year, everything has changed. It's time for a new day of National Paintball. An industry-backed, team-supported, and promoter-ran circuit is here. We have successfully come together to celebrate the best in our sport. Show the world outside the netting how intense and amazing paintball is. It's time for you to have a voice. Join us at playnxl.com.